maybe I have a chance. Let's get into the first game of these grand finals.
We see that Talonflame against the Pangoro on Zzweilous' side. We have to see how he wants to play out this matchup. We've seen him go straight for close combats before, but that's actually really not the play when it comes to this Talonflame. Meanwhile, just getting up a bunch of energy, throwing right before the attacks are available on Tonton's side. No shield on the Talonflame, knows this isn't enough to knock out.
Okay, so if you have a very bulky Pangoro, well, as bulky as you can get, you can win the two-shield scenario against the Talonflame. Does Zzweilous know this? Does he recognize that this is an opportunity for him?
I think he's just happy to get this Talonflame as low as possible, because look at this backline. Look at this whole lineup from Zzweilous here. He let this go down because, no, he has to use a protection. There's a Gastron on Ariados in the back.
Look at this! He actually gets the alignment he needs here. He has to remember that Talonflame does have some energy stored. I don't think it has an attack banked, but Charger Bug into Gastrodon, generally favorable for the Gastrodon.
And the Gastrodon will be able to start putting in some work here against the Charger Bug. Already at a body slam, but gonna go ahead and try to throw on optimal timing here, letting another X-Scissor go through, but Zzweilous is comfortable in the scenario. He knows he has some energy on the Pangoro. He knows that Talonflame is almost gone.
Yes, when you're up against a 3-turn attack like Mud Slap and you're using a 4-turn attack like Volt Switch, you want to throw 2 Volt Switches to maximize your energy efficiency.
And now this Earth Power will connect with that Charger Bug, knocking it out. Talonflame, nowhere to be seen. In comes the Feraligatr, and a little parting gift for it here. This Body Slam is going to be able to connect. Tonton, you can see, is thinking, what could possibly be in the back? I saw a Gastrodon, I saw the Pangoro, and now catching on the Talonflame, getting it out of the way, though. I think if you're Zzweilous, you're saying, yeah, no, that's fine.
I think that's a nice catch. Zzweilous can get to another Night Slash against this Feraligatr if he wants to, because Feraligatr looks like it might be going for a full farm down. This is risky. You do have 2 shields. There's an Ariados in the back.
There is. The Night Slash is going through, getting that first Protect Shield from Tonton's side here. Still 3 Pokemon on Zzweilous' side. Tonton throwing, saying, show me what is your last Pokemon. I need to know. Zzweilous gonna say, okay, all right, you're about to see it here, and I don't think you're going to be happy letting that Talonflame go. In comes the Ariados.
Zzweilous could be okay here. If he can throw a lunge into this Shadow Feraligatr, he will be able to tank the next Shadow Hydro Cannon that Shadow Feraligatr reaches. Zzweilous could be about to take game number 1.
And lunge is coming through here. Tonton has to Protect Shield this up because this will be enough to knock him out, but this is the last Pokemon for Tonton. It's going to be debuffed. This Hydro Cannon is not going to hurt as badly. No Protect Shields remaining. Trying to get a catch on Zzweilous' side, not able to do so, but that Mud Slap damage going through, knocking out the Feraligatr, and guess what? Zzweilous, you wanted a game? You got your first.
And I don't think he wants to stop there. That first game has given him some momentum that he will want to carry forward. He brought in that Gastrodon and said, look, I'm either going to get a catch or I'm going to land this Mud Slap. And you are so low in health already that this game is mine.
Can I just talk about this team composition real quick? I mean, we talked about how Zzweilous might have to come up with some crazy strategies, but having a Pangoro, an Ariados, and the Gastrodon, and seeing a Talonflame lead, if you're Zzweilous, you have to be a little bit like, eek, okay, what's my plan?
I'm just trying to tell you, Pangoro kind of beats everything if it really, really wants to.
If it really, really tries, if it drinks its milk and gets nice and big and strong, Pangoro definitely has a lot of play, but Tonton has so much play with his Pokemon. I think at this point, maybe he's just playing with Zzweilous a bit. Maybe he's giving him a little bit of a, oh, okay, you wanted a game? All right, there's that first one, but now let me show you what I can do.
Those karate chops for Pangoro, charging up so quickly. Kung Fu Pangoro taking game number 1.
And Zzweilous now has won 4 games in a row, technically, because he won 3-0 against Scaffold. He's got the first game off of TontonBatteuse. If he can take the next 2, he will reset the bracket, and he has another opportunity that he could also become the Gdańsk regional champion. Tonton just needs 3 games to make it so for him. He's been in this grand finals position before in Gdańsk, and this time he's going for the gold.
Zzweilous' in-game journal looking pretty tasty right now. He wants to keep that up. Let's get into game 2. It's Gastrodon into Talonflame.
Talonflame once again in the lead here. Zzweilous looks like he has a different backline, but also swapping in the Pangoro now into the Talonflame. Talonflame staying in. I think this is a little bit of the tricky part about Incinerate. Incinerate is a 5-turn fast attack, and it just takes quite a bit to pace to.
Do you know what's going to be tricky?
Tell me.
There's a Magnezone in the back. and there aren't any targets for it.
Oh, that is not tricky. That is what we call sad. Getting the first shield here off of Zzweilous because this fly would do so much damage. Knock out that Pangoro. Zzweilous is trying to go for Switcher for yet another Night Slash coming through. Tonton once again saying, okay, I think like Talonflame is good, but it's just maybe just to lure out this Pangoro.
Yeah, I mean, Tonton goes, yes, Talonflame does have play into Gastrodon. Do you know what else has play into Gastrodon? It's the Superior I've got in the back.
Okay, so going through here, this fly will knock out super effective damage. Down goes the Pangoro, in comes the Magnezone. Guess what, Zzweilous? Two can play at this game. It's electric on stage here as both Charger Bug and Magnezone get ready for some play. Zzweilous going for that heavy-hitting Wild Charge. It's not going to do as much damage as it would to say that Talonflame or anything else on the team, but look at it. It does knock that Charger Bug down to basically half health.
Ah, you got me, says Zzweilous. I'm usually the one living in my opponent's head. Tonton goes, welcome to Gdańsk. This is mine.
This could be the last Gdańsk here for this Gastrodon. Going for the aerial ace instead. No Protect Shields even used by Zzweilous in this moment. I think he saw the writing on the wall. He's going to go ahead, let that go down. Magnezone does not have much play, like Tomahawk pointed out earlier, into either one of these Pokemon. No shields will be used in this game by Zzweilous. I think he's just trying to get this over as soon as possible.
Lou tried to warn us. She said, keep Gastrodon away from grass, and then it can power through. Tonton goes, okay, but Superior is good into Zzweilous. He told me before this match, so let's just check that out.
It's true. Zzweilous pretty much said, Superior is so good into my team, and he didn't even use it last time. So Tonton, I think, took a little bit of notes and saying, all right, I'll bring that game too.
That was a dominant display from Tonton to level the playing field, and Zzweilous will now need to re-strategize. He knows his opponent is perfectly willing to lean into any of his Pokemon here, and that must make it so hard to predict your lines of three.
I think that you pointed out something. I just want to readdress it. 12 unique Pokemon is incredible for grand finals. A lot of times, you know, you hear people saying, oh, they only use the same 6 Pokemon for a whole meta. They cannot say this about the grand finals in Gdańsk. Where is the repeats on any of the teams? This makes it so dynamic. This changes the board.
When you had players like Colin and Paulasha running the exact same lines of 6, other players who are looking to team build could basically say, okay, those are the only Pokemon I need to account for. These players, look how many Pokemon they're needing to adjust for. Tonton now with a beneficial lead, Clodsire into that Pangoro.
We'll see if Zzweilous wants to pivot out. Looks like he does. Going into the Gastrodon here. This actually isn't so horrible, though those Hydro Cannons will add up. Look how much damage those Mud Slaps are doing. Hydro Cannon coming through on Tonton's side, does pace a little bit quicker, and Zzweilous uses a Protect Shield because he wants to keep that Gastrodon a little bit healthy. I think he saw he had such a bad matchup in the lead. He wants to try to get this switch advantage.
Yeah, but we mentioned Magnezone not having play in the last game. Zzweilous has an Ariados in the back, and I'm trying to work out where Zzweilous will want to be positioning this.
I mean, at this point, he's just focusing on the mid-game, and Tonton actually putting up a shield here on a very low health for Alligator, because if you look at how much energy he's at, he's saying, okay, I'm going to at least try to get a shield off of Zzweilous, and that's exactly what he does.
When Zzweilous brings the Ariados in eventually, let's look at his expression when it's met with that fire-flying Pokemon. Here's the Talonflame now, already getting a bit of energy. There are no Pokemon that resist flying-type damage in Zzweilous' team of 3. He's almost grinning. He knows what's coming.
Not only that, there's no Protect Shields left either. Coming in with Pangoro, but guess what? Fly's already loaded here. This is going to be doing so much damage. Hello, Pangoro. Goodbye.
Zzweilous, that's not what we want to see from Pangoro. Gastrodon comes back in. Tonton goes, this is interesting. You're flicking between Gastrodon and Pangoro against my Talonflame. Summon ain't rad.
Going for that body slam. Unfortunately for Zzweilous, protected up. Again, gaining so much energy on this Talonflame. Talonflame has basically almost 2 flies loaded, throwing right before the next body slam is available. He's going to see that last Pokemon, and he's going to smile. Fly connecting with the Gastrodon, taking it out. In comes the Ariados.
Zzweilous, he's saying, I miss Go Battle League. I would really love to top left here, but they won't let me do it. Tonton goes, it's okay, I have a Brave Bird.
Brave Bird coming through. That poor little Ariados trying its best to stand up to the scary bird in the sky. Gets knocked down. Tonton game number 2. 2.
Zzweilous, he understands the caliber that he is up against here. He did take game number 1, but Tonton, he has not batted an eyelid.
Yeah, at this point here, look at the cores that he's been using. There is so much on the line for him at this point. If Tonton wins this next game, he can officially be crowned the Gdańsk champion.
One more game for TontonBatteuse. Zzweilous needs 2 more games just to reset the bracket. I love an underdog story. I love Pangoro, and I would love to see Zzweilous shine once more this weekend.
I mean, we've seen him make incredible plays throughout this entire tournament. We've seen him sweep opponents. We've seen the magic of the way he team builds and the way he puts it together, his compositions. Can he do it for 2 more times against Tonton to reset this bracket? If anyone can do it with a team, comp disadvantage, it is Zzweilous.
I think it's Shadow Driftblim time. Do you think it's Shadow Driftblim time?
I don't think that that's a bad idea. I was actually looking at it before, considering that the last time Tonton played the Talonflame and Superior both together, I think that Driftblim has a decent amount of play.
Let's get into this game 3. It's Superior.
Oh my goodness.
No! Oh no! There is a Shadow Driftblim in the back. Will this be critical in the endgame? It comes in now. Talonflame is the counter swap. This is interesting. I don't think Driftblim is terrible against Talonflame at all.
No, especially because the Astonish has got buffed. Not only that, it's a Shadow Pokemon here. Gonna go ahead and lower down the attack of Tonton's Talonflame. And this is kind of what I was talking about before. Incinerate is a 5-turn attack, and it just takes so long to pace to.
Zzweilous, you seem to have an Azumarill in the back and a Gastrodon versus Superior. And even if you come out of this matchup victorious, I'm not sure how this backline's going to cope.
This is very interesting. He has to use both shields here. I think he's hoping for a farm down, but the Superior's not going to be coming back in. Tonton going for that Brave Bird, that heavier hitting attack. He doesn't want to let the Driftblim get too much farm, but there is so much energy on that Driftblim. What does he want to come in with? He knows that the Superior has a great matchup against a Gastrodon, and he doesn't even know how great of a matchup it has against the Azumarill, but yet it comes back in!
Oh my goodness, that was not what I was expecting to see. TontonBatteuse, he's trying to predict the backline of Zzweilous, and he goes, do you know what? I'm just going to lean into my Shadow for Alligator. Zzweilous has identified a win con here. The Gastrodon comes back in. He's still not revealing that Azumarill in the back.
Yeah, coming in here because it does do a lot of damage with those Mud Slaps. We saw it before. Hydro Cannon probably not enough to take it out at this point, and he will be able to chip down this for Alligator. Also, he has another Icy Wind banked on the Superior. The real question is, will it be enough for him to be able to take this game?
Yeah, Icy Wing banked on that Driftblim for the Superior, and Azumarill, if it can reach an Ice Beam, will be massive, but there is so much work to go through here because that for Alligator has health. It's going to start chipping down. The switch timer is almost up for Tonton, so he's going to be coming into his Superior soon, but he also needs to bear in mind that the combo play is available, right? If you can get the Ice Beam and the Icy Wind.
Not only that, I think Zzweilous is going to have to go for a bubble down. He's not even going to get there. He's going for the Ice Beam. The attack is going through. If Tonton uses this shield, he can go for that Icy Wind on the Driftblim, and there's still some play left for him. Will he be able to do it? He's going for it. He's not there. He's not there.
He doesn't have the Icy Wind. TontonBatteuse, the lights are in his eyes. He knows what's coming. Frenzy Plant is reached.
Grass going against water here. Tonton taking the victory here. 3-1 to Zzweilous. Congratulate your Gdańsk regional champion.
TontonBatteuse!
Tonton climbing up through the ranks, going from the winner's side of the bracket. He was here last year. He was in 2nd place, and he decided that's not good enough for me. I want my first regional championship, and I need it now.
His first gold medal as a regional champion. Gdańsk is his. What incredible plays we've seen against such incredible opponents.